that's something I don't like. And then the next issue for me that was like, look, I gotta roll with Trump on this one. The next issue for me was this idea of men playing in women's sports. That to me, like, again, I'm a sportsman through and through. That's a no. That's a like a hard zero tolerance. Hell no. We don't want men playing in women's sports. And remember, actually, in Trump's RNC speech, it was off the cuff. He goes, "There'll no longer be men playing in women's sports." Like, so for me, because of those issues, Trump has my vote. However, I'm never telling an individual who to vote for. I'm more so the person that will encourage you to get involved, encourage you to do your own research. I'm more the person, especially growing up in Maryland, the DMV area, myself being a black male myself, who still has some political aspirations myself. I'm telling you, the next 4 years, based on everything that I've been like just learning and taking in from the whole debates and all the politics, the political game. It's intriguing me now to get into politics myself. But I will advise you to do your own research and make sure you are making the decision because you want to make the right decision, because of the decision that's going to be best for your situation, your family situation, and whatever the young people around you, the young people that depend on you to make a decision, whatever that's going to be. Make sure you're making the decisions for those reasons, not because of what the media likes to do and the propaganda and all that kind of stuff. Because one of the things that, I mean, it's crazy to me to think about how I never heard this. I've never heard so much hate towards Trump until he became the president. I've never heard people talk so negatively about him. I mean, there's actual footage, actual people who have just trashed this man for the past 4 years. You see that he's given them jobs, he's given them opportunities. These were like his friends. All right. And that's more of the experience that I've had. The experience that a lot of, like, whether it's LeBron, whether it is Coach Prime, the experience that Trump, Coach Prime, and LeBron have in common is one day you have friends, one day you have supporters, and literally the next step, the next phase, like the next day, you could be trashed by the same people that you were once friends with. That's crazy to me. That is crazy to me. The fact that one day you have all this support and there was nothing wrong until you actually make a decision that's going to better yourself, and all of a sudden you get all this hate. Think about it. When LeBron decided he was going to go to Miami, he got painted as this villain, as this person that was just a menace and can't believe he would leave Cleveland. Coach Prime leaves Jackson State. All of a sudden, he is terrible. He's the worst person in the world. Trump runs for president. All of a sudden, now, man, people hate him. And he's this, he's that. He's the next Hitler. I mean, just ridiculous stuff. And this is actually what inspired today's episode, is the fact that when you want to become a success, when you actually make the transition and do stuff that is going to be beneficial to your family and beneficial to the young people, you will get criticized for it. That's fine. When it starts happening, when you start catching those strays, and people that you supported, people that you've loved, people that you have worked with and tried to help in the past, when they start turning on you, just take your right hand and pat yourself on the back like that, because now you're successful. Now you're on the path towards being a success, and now you're making a way. You're making a way for your young people, right? So anyway, I know I get off topic. I got off topic with that. Here's what happened. I know this guy is, again, huge Coach Prime supporter, right? And he hates Trump just as much as he loves Coach Prime. So whenever he and I discuss politics, there was one of the things for me that made me very optimistic about Donald Trump back in 2016 was the fact that he is coming from the business world. He's a businessman. He's not a lifelong politician. There was a point he really didn't think about running for president or anything like that, but he's been a success in business. He's been successful in business. And to me, he was more like Obama than Hillary because of the outside perspective and what he could bring to Washington with his fresh ideas and what he's learned in the business world. So I was optimistic. I've been optimistic about Donald Trump since 2016, right? So I asked this individual, I posed that as to poke some holes in his argument about how Trump is so bad, Trump is bad, Trump is bad, Trump is bad. And I said, look, he's been a successful in the business world. And then his argument was, oh, well, that's because his father made him a success. And to the people, and he's not the only one that makes this argument, I'm just using him as an example, but there's a lot of people who say, oh, well, Trump's success he only inherited it because of his father. His father is the one that did this for him. His father's the one that did that for him. So when you got to keep that same energy, and the reason I'm bringing him up specifically is because you got to keep that same energy when we're talking about Shador, right? If Trump's dad is the only reason that Trump has been successful in the business world, that's like saying Shador is the Coach Prime, Deion Sanders is the only reason that Shador has been a success on the football field.